That's good to go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Searchlight Town Advisory Board meeting, February 14th, 2024. A quick disclaimer, the meeting will be audio and video recorded. You can check the video recording on the unofficial Searchlight Town Advisory Board YouTube channel. And note, items on the agenda may be taken out of order. The board may combine two or more agenda items for consideration. The board may remove an item from the agenda or delay discussion relating to an item at any time. No action may be taken on any matter not listed on the posted agenda. All planning and zoning matters heard at this meeting are forwarded to the Board of County Commissioners Zoning Commission or the Clark County Planning Commission for final action. Please turn off or mute all cell phones and other electronic devices. Please take all private conversations outside the room. The 48-hour advance request, a sign language interpreter, or other reasonable efforts to assist and accommodate persons with physical disabilities may be made available by calling the toll-free numbers listed on your agenda. Supporting material provided to the board members for this meeting may be requested from Tammy Harris at 702-298-0828. Supporting material will also be available at the Clark County Department of Administrative Services, 500 South Grand Central Parkway, 6th floor, Las Vegas, Nevada. Supporting material will also be available on the county's website at clarkcountynv.gov/searchlight tab. Board members Kyle Myers, Chairperson, James Allen, Vice Chairperson, Kim Colton, Kayla McGinnis, Secretary Tammy Harris, County Liaison Mark Moskowitz. I'd like to call the meeting to order and all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Moving on to a roll call. Kyle Myers here, James Allen.
Here.
Kim Colton. Kim is absent, and Caitlin McGinnis.
Here.
All right, 3 out of 4 members present. Public comment. This is a period devoted to comments by the general public about items on this agenda. No discussion, action, or vote may be taken on this agenda item. You will be afforded the opportunity to speak on individual public hearing items at the time they are presented. If you wish to speak to the board about items within its jurisdiction but not appearing on this agenda, you must wait until the comments by the general public period listed at the end of this agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium. If applicable, clearly state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of a presentation, this will be done by the chairperson or the board by majority vote. Any public comment out there? Okay. And moving on to approval of the minutes for January 10th, 2024. I'd like to motion we approve the minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion of approval and approval of minutes for January 31st, 2024. I'd like to motion we approve the minutes for January 31st.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion for approval and approval of the agenda for February 14th, 2024, and hold, combine, or delete any items.
Make a motion.
And I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of the agenda. Moving on to informational items. Item number 1, receive a report and updates from the South County Liaison, Mark Moskowitz, regarding updates on Clark County resources and any other updates from Clark County.
Perfect. Thank you, Chair. First, I want to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for spending it with us here. I just want to talk about, I know Commissioner Knapp's newsletter is in the back, as always. It has a lot of good information on what's going on. We can send this to you electronically if you like that. As always, our office, if you have any questions about the county or issues or stuff that are going on, please don't hesitate to reach out and we'll get you to the right department. I want to thank Searchlight so much because, as you know, we've done the animal vaccine clinic here for 2 years, and Searchlight really came out and did a wonderful job for it, that we had such a good model we were able to do it in Laughlin this past weekend, or 2 weekends ago, I think. And it was awesome. And I want to thank Alon, who's in the audience, Bill right there. She helped us with getting the Spirit Man Activity Center. So thank you so much. I know you weren't there yesterday, so I want to thank you publicly today as well. But thank you, Searchlight, for doing such a good job of coming out to that event, because you really made an awesome blueprint that we were able to use for other areas, and Laughlin had such a successful one. So that will be coming back as well in September in Searchlight. So thank you to the community that you did such a good job, and the Animal Foundation has been able to expand the program. So thank you.
It is a really great program, and I'm glad it was able to expand down to Laughlin as well. That's great.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Mark from the board? Okay, thank you, Mark. And item number 2, receive a report from Metro Police regarding activity and statistics during the past month and other area crime concerns.
Hello, my name is Chris Jeter. That last name is spelled Jeter. Been in the department for a little over 24 years. I'm happy to be here. Our stats for this month: calls for service for Searchlight January 24 is 23. From last year was 21. That is a change from December of 2023, which was 37. So we're down a little bit, which is good. Traffic citations for the month is 49, so we're up, which is good. I know some of you guys have been asking for more citations, so we're out there pushing a little bit harder to make sure that we stay safe out here. DUIs, it's 1. There is no battery domestic violence for adults or juveniles. There is 2 adult arrests. We have no juvenile citations. We have 4 calls for Terribles and 1 for BB Motel. Terribles call was arrest. Arrest was made for obstructing a public officer, and another one was assisting a citizen welfare check. That is all I have for you today. Any questions?
Any questions for Metro out there? Any from the board?
James? You good? Okay, bro. Take care.
Thank you. And item number 3, receive a report from Kim Colton, Searchlight Volunteer Fire District, regarding calls for service during the past month and other fire prevention issues. No, Kim's not here. Wait, we don't have anything. Okay. All right. We'll get an update next meeting. Item number 4, receive a report from Sandra Yasinchuk with Justice Court regarding statistics and other activity during the past month.
Happy Valentine's Day. Searchlight Justice Court report for month of January 2024. Sandra Yasenchuk reporting. Court calendar arraignments, we had 22. Status checks, we had 18. All hearings, trials, except not to include walk-ins for traffic court, 16. Actions taken, new case type filings. New civil citations filed, we did 286 citations in January. New traffic misdemeanor citations, those are the criminal part of the citation, 91. Probable cause, 2. New criminal complaints filed, 5. And combined of all cases closed for the month of January, 260. Court dates, we just had court today, so our next court dates are not next week, the week after, February 27th and February 28th. All court dates are open to the public and begin at 10. Any questions?
Any questions out there for Sandy? Any from the board? Thank you, Sandy.
You're welcome.
Item number 5, receive a report from Kathy Flanagan with Las Vegas Valley Water District regarding the status of the water system.
Hi, good evening. Kathy Flanagan, Las Vegas Valley Water District. Water use for Searchlight in January 2024 was 2.91 million gallons. It's a slight increase over this time last year, January 2023, where it was 2,610,000 gallons. So this is not a concern, that increase. We had no major leaks or issues to report. That's all I've got, unless somebody has questions.
Any questions from the board? Any questions out there for Kathy? All right, thank you, Kathy.
I'm gonna leave because my husband's taking me to bed.
Drive safe. Happy Valentine's Day. Item number 6, receive a report from Sue Bishop, Senior Operations Supervisor with Southern Nevada Transit Coalition. Couldn't make it? Okay. No report tonight. So moving on to item number 7, receive a report from Will Smith with Clark County Water Reclamation District regarding the status of the wastewater system and water usage.
So January 2024 treated an average of 45,000 gallons per day. January 2023 had an average of 39,000 gallons per day. The difference was the flow increased by 6,000 gallons per day from last year at this time. No sewer service complaints for the month of January. 0 call before you dig tickets. And on the back, there's a monthly flow comparison.
Thank you, Kayla. And moving on to item number 8, receive a report from Parks and Recreation regarding the status of programs and upcoming activities.
Alon Bowbury, Clark County Parks and Recreation. Statistics for January for Searchlight, there were 5 programs with 132 visits. Calnavari, 5 programs, 20 visits. Just so you know, those visits are for like the classes that we do. Those don't include our like walk-in, open rec, that kind of thing, which I can include if you guys want that in the future. Searchlight Parks and Recreation Egg Hunt is going to be on March 31st at 10 a.m. at the Searchlight Town Park. It's not on here, but as usual, I don't have an update on the recreation specialist job. As you guys know, once it opens, it's probably going to be about 3 months worth of a process. So it's going to be a while. But if you do have anyone that's interested, if they have any questions regarding the job, they can call me and I can tell them what it's about, go through it with them. And that's all I have.
I'm sure you know what I'm going to ask. It's been a little quiet on the front. How are we looking on the splash pad? Do you have any updates on that?
Don't.
Nothing on that? Okay.
No, so I'm not really involved in that process anymore. So that's going to have to go to RPM. If you want, I can send over an email to them. Or maybe, I don't know, Mark, if you have an update on that.
I can give a quick update. I know everything is on schedule. I don't know the full schedule, but I've been following up with RPM and that they're moving forward and it should be staying on schedule. So we should have maybe a date.
2024-ish?
It'll be this year. Yeah, I've been promised that. So that's what I've been promised. If he changes, I'll let you know. So
That's all I need to hear.
yes, 2022 for sure.
Is there any other questions for Raylon from the board? From the public? Yes, sir.
William McGinnis, 145 East Edition Street. The bathrooms are still out at the park. I don't know if there's any, are they gonna reopen them? And on that, the porta-johns, they went like 2 weeks with no toilet paper, no cleaning. Is anybody paying attention to that?
So that's actually not my department, but I can ask somebody. That's actually RPM. Anything that has to do with park maintenance, that's going to be RPM. Building maintenance, I can take care of that. I can request a work order through RPM, but I will contact them and ask them for an update on that.
Thank you. Is there any other questions for Alon? All right, thank you, Alon.
Thank you.
All right, item number 9, receive a report from Kelly Lure, Southern Clark County Coordinator with UNR Extension regarding the status of programs and upcoming activities.
Good evening. Happy Valentine's Day. We host 4-H programming here on Wednesdays in the library. We have 15 total participants. I don't know if you all know, but there's only 11 in the school, so we're excited. We finished with beginning coding and robotics, and we'll begin expression through art as well as implementing junior master gardening concepts coming up the next couple Wednesdays. I have an extensive background in physical education and coaching, and so they will see quite a bit of physical activity snuck into the curriculum through the rest of the year without them actually knowing. Today they did a scavenger hunt and did a couple laps around the park looking for their Valentine candy to make robots. So if you have any little people at home, they might be a little tired. Devin is putting together a Lake Mojave cleanup group for Cottonwood Cove. We'd like the 4-H students to participate in that and take some pride in their little pot of gold down the street. Any other volunteers that are interested are welcome. It's scheduled for March 16th, and our hope is to provide transportation from here, the community center, and the library, and drive down to Lake to Lake Mojave. More information to follow. I need to do a flyer and get it home to the kids this month with all the details, and then hopefully get those details to Kayla for social media outreach. We continue to seek volunteers for the community garden that'll be located here behind the community center. University of Nevada, Reno Extension has recently announced that it is funding the fence portion of the project, which was a huge obstacle in the past. We're proud to announce that we were granted that purchase order. We're excited to spend that money. We're in the process of collaborating with the county and the property manager group to get the project some traction. So the hope is that the area will be ready to cultivate beds and get everybody involved with irrigation and soil in the upcoming spring months. So if you'd like to join us, we'll meet next month, 5 p.m. prior to the Town Hall Advisory Board meeting. The UNR Horticulture Department has a guest speaker coming to Laughlin this Saturday, and it's about snakes, venomous snakes in the desert Southwest. The event is free, open to the public. Dr. M.L. Robinson always promises a great presentation, and he'll have some live venomous examples at the event. Devin and I will drop off some more flyers at the back for you to take on your way out. And we have been dropping things off at Calnavari Post Office, at the community center as well. So we're trying to be as inclusive as we can with the entire area. We also have a few more radon kits I dropped off at the library today. If anyone's interested, I'm gonna leave some of my business cards as well. If we run out here, I will bring more. We drive by here every single day. So I'll drop more with Michelle or with the library. If you don't notice, we have a healthy aging and living newsletter that I've been dropping off also for Southern Clark County. I drop it off in Laughlin, I drop it off at Calnavari, I drop it off here. So Joan gets them at the senior center for her shut-ins to deliver, and then I leave a stack here. If there are more needed and you're interested, I drop them off every month. So please just give me a call, catch me here, text me. I'm here every Wednesday for the programming for 4-H, and I'd be happy to pass that along because the ladies there do a really good job. Any questions for me?
First, I'd like to thank Kelly and 4-H for sticking with the garden project. It's been a long 4 years, and feels like we're really starting to make some headway. And I'd also like to thank the county for their patience with the Searchlight community regarding this project. There's been ups and downs, but I think the group of people we have now we're really going to make it happen. So just like to thank you both for that. Is there any questions for Kelly with 4-H from the board?
Yeah, again, kudos. Thanks for all your hard work. Appreciate it.
This is a great community. We're super excited to be a part of it, and we were talking about it on the way down. Is there's just a different feel here in Searchlight. We're from a small town. We live in a small town, but it's nothing like this town, and we have so many volunteers and people that are excited to get on board. That's why I keep saying we'll have this meeting every day that you guys have your town hall advisory board meeting at 5 o'clock before, because we want to involve as many people as we can. It's a great community to be involved in. Absolutely, and thank you for the kind words. Is there any questions from the public? It is. It's at the Laughlin Library. Laughlin Library, 11 o'clock, yeah. Yep, she's got some flyers for you. Any other questions for Kelly? All right, thank you very much, Kelly. All right, item number 10, receive a report from Tyler Young with Searchlight Library regarding current and upcoming programs.
Hello, Tyler Young, manager of the Searchlight Library. So tomorrow's a big day. We have the Save Your Family History coming in. It's a program where they will show you how to find any of your family that might be throughout the states. And they said they'll do a one-on-one with anybody who needs the help. They're bringing their own computers. They're going to set it up to our internet. And they should be there probably from 11 to 12. They'll stay till 1 o'clock if enough people are there and they would like the help. After that, we do have rock tumbling happening on Saturday, April 17th at 12 p.m. And our assistant, Michael Chapman, in March is going to have a first astronomy night program. We do have our own telescope. We will be setting that up at 5 p.m. when it's the darkest so you can see stars. And he will go through that process with you for our first ever stargazing program. That is going to be March 5th, Tuesday. At 5 p.m. We close at 6, so we're giving you that whole hour to come out and spend it with us. Also in March, we want to just mention we have our Come Out and Clay program. That's going to be March 8th and March 15th. Those are both Fridays, both at 12 p.m. We use air dry clay, and we're going to be making necklaces. We have the air dry clay ready. I've ordered the chains for the necklaces, the chain jewelry clasps, and everything like that. So we're going to do it all from hand. The 8th, we make our pendants out of the clay. On the 15th, we get to paint and assemble everything together. So we hope you come out and join us for that, and that's all we have.
Lots of exciting stuff happened at the library, guys. Do we have any questions from the board? Okay, anybody from the public have a question for Tyler? All right, thank you so much, Tyler. Item number 11, receive a report from me regarding current road conditions and public works concerns. So the only public works report or repair request I had done last month was a knockdown stop sign on Michael Wendell Way here outside the community center. I do have a update from Nevada Department of Transportation regarding the project redoing the highway through town. So there was a request for landscaping features to be incorporated in the project. It was spoke about a bit, but they just didn't have the right of way to make any good places for these features. So fortunately, that's a no-go on that one. Extend the sidewalk on the west side of US 95 to the church. That was approved. They will be installing a new sidewalk with street lights to the driveway of the church. Item 3, transverse rumble strips. They do intend to install rumble strips on both the north and south side of town. To accomplish the north side of town, they will be moving the speed zone reductions further to the north and placing the transverse rumble strips 1,500 feet north of the church. The idea for that is to try to get drivers to the 35 mile per hour speed limit by the time they get to the church. Then the sign for Cottonwood Cove, the Cottonwood Cove sign being in the wrong location. Again, they didn't have the right of way to relocate it to the correct location. So they're talking about adding something like a 200 feet ahead sign on the current post for that. And lighting for the turn to the airport, they will be installing streetlights at that location. That was approved. Status of a requested study to look at the intersection of US 95 and State Route 164. I know from our last, or when Victor Peters was out here from NDOT, there was a concern brought up about traffic signals at the intersection. So that's what they're referring to with that. NDOT has hired a consultant to do an ICE study, which stands for Intersection Control Evaluation, this spring. The recommendations that come out of the study will not be added to this project, but if approved, would likely be advertised as a separate standalone project. The flashing walk signal that's not working correctly at the intersection of US 95 and Hobson will be replaced with a new one. So that's good news. And that's all I have for my update. Is there any questions from the board?
Kyle, I just want to say thanks to everybody who helped put a little pressure on Vic. It worked. We didn't get everything we wanted, but we got some things. And it was, I'm glad that he came out and
Absolutely.
made the presentation. It was very helpful.
Very nice guy, great to talk to. I look forward to talking with him more in the future. Kayla, you have anything to add to that? Okay. Is there any questions out there from the public? Public works concerns?
I have a question about Cottonwood Cove in the street and people whose property lines up to it, and you have a gate that's right there. Is there a paper we have to sign when they put the sidewalks in and so forth? A paper we have to sign or anything?
A paper to sign, I don't believe so.
See, we have a gate, but we don't want the drive entrance there. We want the water from
Sure,
crossing the street and flooding our house.
sure.
When it rains, it will go away. We
So,
want the curb to hold the water back.
correct. So I do have the plans in paper and digitally. If you like, I could give you a copy of the plans and the number for the engineer for the project. From my understanding, I believe most of the properties towards your property is getting the driveway. So if that's something that you would want to decline, I would highly encourage you to call the engineer, and I can give you all that information. Yeah, of course. Is there any other questions out there? Public Works?
One real quick.
Okay.
My son's property is on the corner of Cottonwood and Montana. He got a letter from the county saying that some people may have to move their utilities back. Have you heard anything?
Yeah, I received that too. They're not saying that you have to remove your utilities back. What they're saying is if you have any plans to do so, you need to do it now, because once they do a project like this, you won't be able to do it for 5 years afterwards. But no one's being forced to move their utilities.
And what about, as I Sue was saying, she doesn't want a curb, but if you put a driveway, are you saying some people are gonna have a driveway option?
Yes,
Doesn't that change your zoning?
it's not Hobson, it's Cottonwood Cove.
I mean, Cottonwood.
Um,
Doesn't that change the zoning access from Cottonwood Cove?
Well, I mean, the zoning,
About, it would not just be, for development, but it would be, I'm trying to think of another piece of property that's running through the same problem, that, your zone would be zoned commercial and not residential.
there's no verbiage of zoning in the entire project plans. And I do not believe that would change your property to a commercial property just because of a driveway. But I would say no to that, but I can ask them directly to give you a better answer, if you'd like.
But in the future, they wanted all Cottonwood Cove from 9 to 5.
That's commercial?
Commercial.
No, so I've, looking at the planned land use, that's not the case. It's majority residential. Is there any other questions out there?
I just want to add one
Nope,
thing.
go ahead, Mark.
With that letter from the county of like the no cut with the utilities, the reason they do the 5 years is because we hate to do a project and then somebody goes, I want to change something, and then they have to rip up a brand new road, and then you get those like uneven pavement and the side would get ripped up. So that's the real reason they try to do it, as like a courtesy. So if you are thinking of doing anything, like let the county know, just because we try to keep our projects looking nice for at least 5 years, and then as long as that. So.
Absolutely, but no one's required to move anything that they have now.
Mike, do you know when the project starts?
Do you know?
It should be June to July of this year. Thank you. All right, so moving forward, item number 12, announcements of upcoming neighborhood meetings and county or community meetings and events. Any announcements out there? Judy?
Judy Bundorf, Grandpa's Road. We're continuing to have the first Saturday of the month cleanup out at Walking Box Ranch. It's like I say, our group has changed their name from Friends of Walking Box Ranch to Friends of Aviquame. So we have a lot larger area, but we focus once a month until hot weather on cleanup and landscape cleanup, primarily out at the ranch. So that would be March 6th and April 6th, and then April 6th. On April 13th, and I know some of the folks are aware, there's going to be an event here at the community center the 1-year anniversary of the naming of the monument. All kinds of speakers and happenings and activities out at the ranch before noon. I forgot to bring along any of the flyers, but for sure we'll bring some to the March meeting or they'll be posted. And let's see. Oh, this Saturday is an event down near Needles that I've been going to for, I guess, about 15 years. And Fort Mojave Indian tribe, or Colorado River Indian tribes there, have what they call the Ward Valley Remembrance. 26 years ago, there was a plan for a nuclear waste dump in Ward Valley, which is just off of I-40 at Water Road, if you ever drive west from Needles. And the Native Americans camped out there, and Bureau of Indian Affairs threatened to take away any of their government benefits if they didn't get off of it, and on, and they were all set. BLM was out there getting ready to arrest them en masse, brought the buses and you name it. And the first person to step forward and put her hands out for handcuffs was one of the Native American elder ladies. And at that point, there'd been some negotiation and they decided, you know, this isn't gonna look good. So anyway, they have a celebration every February and public is invited. It starts at 8 a.m. They have spirit runners and they feed lunch and there's dancers and the Fort Mojave Indian band, which is the oldest Indian band in the U.S. They may be here on April 13th for our event too, so.
Judy, do you know if Walking Box is going to be having tours at all, or is that?
Only probably occasionally on those Saturdays when there's the cleanup. They still have not, BLM still has not named a full-time monument manager, and they won't let our group in the house unless someone from BLM there opens it up. So, pending.
Thank you, Judy. Got a question for you, Judy.
Being in the building, are you ever going to have a chance to refurbish the inside of the house?
Yes, some of it will be original furnishings that were the Bell family, and I think some may be furniture left over from when Viceroy had it. UNLV is turning over some of that to our organization. Some of it is still, the larger pieces are still in storage at UNLV. There are smaller items and a lot of things like from the barn and from the blacksmith shop that are presently in a mini storage in Boulder City, where the president of Friends of Equime has stored that. And fortunately, we have a young lady on our board now that is a history major. I think she's got her master. And she was involved a lot with cataloging all the stuff from Walking Box, and she's still involved with our organization. So
My biggest concern was the inside of the house, the maintaining the maintenance.
it's still
It needs it now.
it's still a concern. We've been doing some cleanup inside as well as outside on those Saturdays, but BLM still needs to hire a contractor to repair the barn roof and to do some maintenance. There's some of the windows on the house, if there's a hard rain, it leaks in a little, and a few other items in the house. We've been waiting for 4 years for that. But
Thank you, Judy. Any other announcements out there? Okay. All right, moving on to planning and zoning. We have none tonight. General business, one item, review a listing of days to fly the American flag on State Route 95 and take any action deemed appropriate. So for years now, there's been a group of volunteers that get together and kind of make an event out of putting the flags up. It's a great time. So we were wanting to try to expand those days. The Searchlight group takes care of 4th of July, Veterans Day, and Memorial Day. And we were hoping to get Clark County to pick up President's Day, Flag Day, and Nevada Day. There's a total of 47 streetlight poles, so you can imagine it's kind of a good get-together when they do the flags. So just trying to show patriotism more throughout the year here in Searchlight. And yeah. Any thoughts?
I'd like to motion to approve.
Motion to approve. All right. I second. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Listing approved, 3-0. Did anybody have anything they wanted to add to that? Okay. All right, moving on to comments by the general public. A period devoted to comments by the general public about matters relevant to the board's jurisdiction will be held. No discussion, action, or vote may be taken on this agenda item. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium. If applicable, clearly state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of her presentation, this will be done by the chairperson or the board by majority vote. Any public comment out there? Okay. So our next meeting is March 13th, 2024, and I motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, meeting adjourned. Thanks for coming, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day.